For you guys. Thank you for your time. I want to bring on board now someone who I turn to often when I'm back in New York. Steve Rogers is with me, and you're right next door where I'm from in New Jersey. And you and I have come together on occasions, now we're together in Cleveland, where this sort of thing has happened. But this time it's different. And you said it's different. Why, Steve?
Well, first of all, the Cleveland police ought to thank God for a gentleman like this who represent him, because he nailed it. What's different now, Harris, is that there is a pattern of assaults on our democracy. Police officers are the first line of defense against anarchy, the first line of defense against crime, the first line of defense against people who want to tear this democracy down. And there's a pattern. And this police officer whom you just spoke to, he nailed it. It's a false narrative from the White House all the way down to local levels of government that have added flames to fuel to the flame of racism.
Steve, in all the years that you were policing, and you were also, I should say, a former New Jersey detective and military intelligence officer with the FBI. So you have looked at cases of threats. You heard that police officer, Steve Loomis, talking about the threats. Where do you take that? I mean, that's language, and we're going to get to whether or not some of it is not protected speech. But you're down at a venue. We've been in Cleveland. I mean, I was here overnight, so I knew what was going on. I knew that in that 3rd district that they were doing what they were doing and they were protesting. But when you're in that situation, the fact that it didn't become something else is really a credit to those police officers, too, when you consider the back and forth that Loomis was just describing.
Well, listen, our police officers are doing a great job. I've always said we haven't seen a catastrophic attack on this country because of the FBI, the good work of the FBI and local police. Look, I'm out here. You've got to go through 7, 8, 9 layers of security. I mean, they've got this place very, very well secured. That doesn't mean that some maniac can get out there and target a police officer. So they're going to have to be doubly on their toes, and they're going to have to be looking out for each other. And Harris, we need political leaders in this country who are going to help these cops.
When I come back to you, I want to ask you about the wives and the families, because you had a family waiting for you to come home for years as a police officer. What are those families thinking now when their loved ones walk out the door knowing that this is going on in this nation? So we'll talk about that in just a moment. Let's bring now